That's terrifying. In another situation, it would be pretty hot, but nope, not in this time. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic. And it's time, guys. We are finally here. March 13th seemed like it was so far away, but now we're actually here and I'm very excited. We are here to dive into the Wheel of Time season 3. We've got the first 3 episodes now at our fingertips and I'm very excited to dive in. So, a little bit of a preamble here. I think most people probably know this, but if you don't, I did in fact go to the fan event, or I should say go to, but I streamed the fan event that aired about 5 days ago, where they showed us episode 1. The main reason I chose to watch it then was because I knew spoilers were going to be absolutely rampant, and I'm like, I'm probably going to get spoiled anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and watch it, but I am going to rewatch it here because I feel like I missed some things, probably just in that first walkthrough, and obviously you can't pause or rewind during that live event, so I had to just kind of take it in as it came, and I would like to watch it again and just, make sure I've actually taken everything in. I'm sure there's details that I missed, and I didn't really do a commentary, obviously, because I was watching it live, but I did put my thoughts on Instagram stories for those who did catch it. But either way, I am going to rewatch episode 1. And then of course, we're going to go into the rest of the episodes, but I'm very excited. I feel like that it was a strong start. And I am looking forward to kind of going through it again and being able to really, latch onto the things I might have missed the first time around. So that's basically how it's going to go. But just putting that out there that I have seen episode 1 already. So not everything's going to be a surprise to me. All the major events, of course, I'm already aware of. So that's just putting that out there. So the first episode, which is called To Race the Shadow, is here. I'm going to jump right in. Just before I do though, if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you being here. If you'd like to be in the know of when I drop episodes for this show, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, as well as a notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I drop new episodes. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. These first 11 minutes, man, my third time seeing it. Each time it still hits a little harder. You know what I'm saying?
She'll be all right.
Today isn't about her.
Isn't it always about her for you though, Moiraine? I mean, deep down, love it. I appreciate you trying to be detached though. It's cute.
She's called you to the floor.
I have to shout this out. I didn't really get a chance to do it during my 11-minute preview, but again, the outfits are outfitting. Really love the wardrobe design. It's just such a great combination of classic, but a little sprinkle of modern. And also, this is something I'm always going to bring out in TV shows and things like that, is when I get to see my beautiful Black ladies with their natural hair and it's being styled in ways that are realistic. It's a big deal. It's a big deal in the TV space, so I'm always going to shout it out and appreciate it when I can, because there should be more of it.
Mother has deemed this a sitting sealed to the hall and to the Red Asha.
Can we also say how much I love the fact that she just loves to bang that staff every opportunity she gets? It's like a cheekbone fight between those two actresses. They're just so... love it.
Because you wish to silence me.
It's no secret.
It's
I never
interesting,
called
that
your
right
fate.
before the Amelin Seed asked her that question, you can see Leandrin preparing herself to lie and put on her performance.
The man, this tower is duty-bound to cage and control.
I just love it. Alana's like, oh my God, are we allowing her to actually keep talking? So I'm like, now say something. Say something. It's so interesting now that I know who the actual Dark Friends are. Their little micro expressions are so much more meaningful.
You have betrayed us.
Alana, see, you shouldn't have been smirking here, girl. You should have. I mean, I know it was satisfying, but you gotta hide that stuff.
You're right.
See the micro expressions now? And they all knew who each other was before. I think I saw some in the comments saying that maybe they didn't know who the others were, but they definitely did. Oh, baby girl, you're not ready. Okay, you know what, sister girl? Usually I root for y'all, but you actually tried to kill Nynaeve right there. What I love about this scene, though, it shows that, at least to me, Siuan is much stronger than Leandrin.
I thought it didn't exist.
You knew it did. Oh, see, the first time I didn't catch when she said that it had the strongest Angreal and Tangreal. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I was too focused on the door.
Feel it. I can feel them dying.
Yeah, see, look at the yellow girl here. It's like, wait a minute. But you crazy, girl. I wonder what that thing is. I think they focused in on all the things we're probably supposed to care about this season. like that thing that looks like a cross or game piece almost. Okay, re-looking at this, it looks like what's her name there actually managed to block that weave a little bit. That's why her brain didn't get shattered like the other one did, maybe. Or maybe she was just stronger. Take that, you bald-headed hoe. That's what you get for throwing something at Suan. Boo! Period, Leanne. Period. She had to get primeval on this. Leandrin weak, man. She weak in more ways than one. Is it petty that I kind of hope that it's actually Nynaeve that takes her out eventually? Kind of in a Skywalker, Ben Kenobi sort of way. Wow, she's even bleeding from her ears. I just noticed that. I'm assuming that's permanent or very, very difficult to fix once that's happened, which is why that little demon needs to be taken out. Because she didn't have to do all that. She could have knocked them out.
You will not leave the city alive.
That is such a badass. Y'all smirking like she didn't actually mollywop all of y'all. Ooh, that is agility. I love it. Not enough of it. We need to see more. But see, the problem here is that why did they aim for the middle? Why did they not go, like, cut her? They should have cut her head off first. But anyway. Why did you stand to gloat, Alana? This is the part I don't understand. These were just definitely plot points right there. But I guess they didn't really want Leandrin dead, right? They wanted her to give up the rest. This is so badass, Alana. You should have just done it. You took too long, girl. You were sitting there gathering steam. You know, it only takes less than a pound of pressure to break a neck. And then this petty ass part. This is why Leandrin needs to die, and painfully. It's all right. Take it back in blood, sis. Take that anger and take it back in blood. Leandrin doesn't get it quick.
She's breaking through.
Period.
We'll have to finish her.
Oh, you're gonna what?
How did she?
Not today. She said, shield where? She's like, hi, friend. Not about her, huh? Sure. Sure, Moiraine. Y'all need to make up already, please. It's enough. That's right. He said, I'm looking for my girl, looking for my woman. All of that before the first credits. Like, that's crazy. Oh, but it proved unequivocally that the tower was nowhere close to being prepared. Nowhere close to being prepared. They should have had way more countermeasures in place.
So what if we don't have the ring? These ridiculous tower rules. We could have kept you safe.
Safe's not possible.
Look at the difference, right? Egwene of season 1 would have been like, rules, rules, rules. Now she's like, screw the rules.
What?
One of the most powerful.
I absolutely love Perrin's eyes now.
The stone of
I mean, they were beautiful before, but you know what I mean.
people are already talking about what happens in.
Yeah, you know, you put a giant flaming dragon above a city, it's gonna, that news is gonna travel.
Moiraine wants us.
Okay, Rand, enough. Sir, focus.
Who in turn will speak quietly to the innkeeper at the Upriver Run, who is a woman who reports every suspicious newcomer directly to the Red Ajah.
I love how she shows here how Blue Aja work, right?
Why not after a hearty breakfast?
Period. No one wants to be hangry on a mission.
Our place is protecting you, Rand al'Thor.
It is our duty to see he who could be Karakharn safely to the Threefold Land.
Like, you've got 3 pretty girls following you. That's pretty much most men's dreams. Like, what?
I have been measuring the kind of man you are. Hundreds.
AKA hating on you.
Whatever your blood, your face, your hair, you have no feeling for us.
I mean, are you being that endearing though? Because Rand typically loves everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all 3, you are cute. I'm sure he wanted to hit on all of you at least once. So if he has no caring for you, it's because you really are that cold.
When he touches me, I can't. I remember her.
Rhaena.
I'm trying to forget.
That is the reality of PTSD and the depth of the violation.
Jonas, mate, do you want me to, like, lift my chin up a bit more?
Okay,
Like,
Matt, I really still don't think you should be walking around with this horn casually. You know, it's kind of a powerful thing. You might want to maybe put that away or at least make it look different.
That's me, Matt Cawthorn, Hornblower, hero of the ages.
Anyway, we'll let Matt have it.
Simple sheepshagger, brooding blacksmith.
Excuse
and
me?
devastating-
Sheep what now?
He's never even kissed another girl, so why bother pretending that it's anything but what's written in the pattern? Have you kissed another girl? More?
A kiss would be putting it mildly.
Bane and Gian. Good luck. I've been working on that for weeks.
You're going to get yourself speared, you know that.
Like, I really hope.
The amount of foreshadowing in this scene.
May we all halubitana basho tu hapbosa an kalbokos.
What? Just not.
All right, older, gorgeous.
One more round.
It's interesting that he's choosing not to tell them a lot. I guess it's Lanfear's. That was Lanfear's condition, right? That he doesn't talk about her. But I guess there's not really much that they can do about it anyway.
Today, I was attacked by a woman I watched grow from girlhood. I trusted her, without question.
Sorry.
Because I believed I had the measure of a person, and I did not.
You never really know someone fully.
You really need to ask yourself, can you believe in Rand al'Thor?
That's true. He's not just the dragon. He's also Rand.
All these people looking to you, asking what's next. You do it so well.
Does he?
Do
Thank you. I was like, so far he's just been trying to find new girlfriends.
I mean, it's not bad, is it?
It does definitely encompass you, Matt.
It's all gone a bit serious. What are we serious about?
I love how intuitive Matt is, despite the fact that he always kind of acts like everything's a joke. He's very perceptive. The fact that he was like, I know who, the Aiel are grinning at. I know who's talking to who. Like, it just shows that despite everything, Matt has got his eyes open. I mean, you knew she was going to be nearby, don't you? Alright. The way she just smiles like, what? You're not happy to see me?
I know Rand too. The dark parts you wish you could ignore.
Yes, we know you were sleeping with him. Moving on. I mean, Moiraine could have him if she even remotely cared. Let's not make this a competition.
No, the reason he doesn't want her are these friends of his. They
Truth.
tie him to the boy he used to be, not the man he must become.
Also truth.
You know what will make them hurt, what will make them leave him behind.
The
You
manipulation.
think I will hurt them? To get him to do what?
I think you're not above it, Moiraine.
To be honest, it's the only thing I like about you.
One thing about Lanfear, she don't BS. You can say a lot of things about Lanfear, but you cannot call that girl a liar. She'll keep it 100%. And she 100% is like, yes, girl, I already know that you will do absolutely everything you think you need to in order to get this mission done.
Go on. Enjoy what freedom remains to you.
They're like, please don't leave us.
Rand told us what you tried to do to him. I'm not going back to your tower.
Oh, sassy.
The Black Arja have attacked the tower. Our world has changed. I could say,
Wake up.
the more they go mad, and you'll have to watch it happen. Watch your love for each other splinter and rot because of a cruel turn of the wheel. And one
See the
they
way
come-
that Suan's actually helping Maureen's cause here without knowing?
No, she doesn't need it. I have the ring.
You don't have the power to back it up.
Oh, but true.
I'll go back to your tower on one condition. I go through the arches. Today.
Not even the one power will be available to you inside the arches.
You sure? Because once my girl Nynaeve found it, she said it'll do what I want it to do. That look of determination. But honestly, after what she went through last season, the Arges probably could not do much worse. Truthfully, what she went through in Falme was a combination of mental and emotional abuse.
She's strong, like you.
She is.
She has suffered even more than the archers can throw it.
Didn't I just say?
We'll be happy with that.
This really surprised me. I did not think she would tell Lan about this, but it makes sense.
Elnor, she was perfect.
She still remembers her daughter's name.
But we've both given up what we really wanted.
Are you doing that again? By staying with Rand?
Your man knows you.
Do you want me to go?
The flirting.
You can take this if you like.
She's like, you want to accompany me? You can do the manual labor.
You already have the look of an Aiel. You may be taken for one.
Look at the difference. Rand, she's like, I don't care if every last bit of your physical feature says that you're Aiel. I don't believe you. Then this girl, yeah, you got some red hair. Good enough. Bias is a real thing.
Till the people of the dragon come.
Who are the people?
dragon.
That knowledge is sadly long lost.
I really love that Rand is actually studying. This makes me feel a lot better.
May I have a word with Rand?
He's like, I'd rather not watch Rand give you puppy eyes. I'll be back.
Having power means accepting that any decision which helps some will hurt others.
Let him know.
That and knowing who to trust.
You can tell she was raised in a royal house, hmm?
You need a loyal army. Who better than the Aiel?
It's true.
Make them believe in you.
Their belief in you is religious, so they will absolutely die for you. Look, all Avienda wants is for you to stop flirting with her girlfriend. That's it.
Andor will always be a friend to the Dragon Reborn. So will I.
Heavy on the friend. Focus, Rand. Such pretty cinematography. Literally, they find the most beautiful locations to film in, and I love it. It's real and not just CGI most of the time.
The madness has him.
Love this hair on her. Interesting, though, that my girl sees herself as the Amyrlin seat, potentially. And Nynaeve's in yellow now instead of red.
You're just in time.
And the princess being a battle Aja.
You should have done it a long, long time ago.
You know, I said in the preview that Rand didn't look like Rand. So I was right. It's Rand, but crazy Rand.
What do you want us to do?
Mollywop him, of course. And she comes out covered in blood. What did she have to do? How far did she have to go? Terrifying thought. Absolutely, I don't think there's a single one of us that can even think about doing something like that to someone that we love, even if we thought it was in self-defense for ourselves, you know?
If they could, why haven't they yet? They could be waiting there for me to take it. I could be walking into a trap.
So what do you want to do then?
He's not wrong, Moiraine. He actually isn't wrong.
You don't tell me what to do anymore.
Petulant, but true. She said bye.
This tower is destroying itself from the inside out. My duty is to the light, not you.
Gwen got some sauce when she was in Found. She's been through some stuff. It's really not you, Simone. Go see your girl.
It's very old. It's the sword of the kings of Markia.
You've never used it before.
I have never felt worthy. I am no king.
But you are, though.
But you wear it now.
Not because I am worthy. Because I am weak. Because I need it.
Does that have to be the association?
Won't just come for Rand.
Call for all of you.
Yeah.
He's letting you touch his sword.
Created with one power itself.
Oh.
Like Rand's Heron-Mark blade.
Oh, wait, forgot about this part. Okay, so that's why they kept... I remember in season 2 they focused in on the heron on the blade, but I didn't understand why. That explains what.
To seeing double and staying single.
Damn, not a bad toast. Oh, loyal. Are there no females of your people that you can marry, or males, whoever you want? Just don't be single forever, bro. You're too sweet.
Do you want to play Aiel game?
Probably shouldn't.
Yes, yes, that sounds like...
You should probably listen to Perrin. He's hung out with him a lot longer than you have. Yeah, see? Loyal. This is where I tap out. That's a little too freaky for me.
You can play too.
Nope, I'm good. We're good. But I also love that earlier when Matt was talking to Rand and Perrin, he basically foreshadowed that, right? He said that later on he would be kissing those girls. I mean, I don't think he quite envisioned it like this, but... I keep wondering that if Nynaeve had been the one to heal him, if her powers had worked, if that would have fully healed, or is it always going to be a mark because it was that shadow blade that stabbed him? You know, like, I don't know. Because Nynaeve's healing seemed like it was like on another level.
And I was there, wasn't I?
It's not always about you. But you're correct.
I'm with you. Until the end.
The way he wanted to hear that so badly in season 1. Ugh, Rhenna, you cow. The damage you've done sucks.
I'm sorry.
That is the worst part of abuse, is the fact that the marks that it leaves on the victim long after they're gone.
I want to try.
Good for you, Egwene. I mean, don't push if you're not ready, but absolutely take your power back.
What happened to you?
Gentleman never tells.
I mean, I suppose it's kind of like a hickey.
Running in my head at 100 miles an hour, and that's why I can't sleep. It's because every time that it's quiet, I can hear. I can hear.
Close your eyes. What can you hear?
Is it the wind?
Some of them speak like us, but mostly it's an old tongue.
So is it... We know that he's got the older horn blowers, but that can he be potentially seeing the future? But I guess not. I don't know. But then again, we don't know how long this language was in effect versus the old tongue, so maybe it is all the past.
I don't know how, but I'll try.
Yeah, and Nynaeve needs a project right now. Anything that will actually be successful, seeing how the block thing is still a thing. Those cards are cool. I hope there's a shop for Wheel of Time, because I would love to buy some of these props. Oh, no. Listen, if the Wheel of Time shop sold cards that could do this, I would pay any price. Any price. That's terrifying. Like, in another situation, it would be pretty hot, but nope, not in this time. This was so unnecessary. This part, oh my god, this part hurt me so bad. And when I first watched, I didn't understand why Nynaeve, or not why Nynaeve, why Lan and Moiraine were just sitting there. Thank God the Aiel have great reflexes. Oh my god, not 2 wounds. And then the wedding ring. Oh my god, Nynaeve. Lan is so anxious. Took care of one. Make it stop. Oh my god. Ah, stop it. Well done, Rand, until you smiled. Period. You made him angry. In his nightgown. Lan said, my baby's calling me. He said, my baby's calling me.
What happened? Why?
Yep. Lan was ready to kill, and I don't blame him.
Egwene.
Now see, if any of that weaving was helpful, Rand, you could fix her.
The Forsaken found us.
Oh, Maddie. What a mess. And torture, quite frankly. That was psychological torture. Lan is so mad. I love it.
Almost killed Nynaeve.
They didn't touch her.
Sure?
She was stabbed 11 times.
Grey man.
Yeah. When Lanfear looks scared,
Can create them. Get Rand out of the city now.
y'all should be worried if Lanfear looks scared.
I couldn't channel, not in farm, not here. I need.
It's true, though.
But I can't protect myself or fight by your side until I...
It's
learn
true.
to
At this
control
point,
it.
she's a liability, which no one wants to feel like.
This is my path, not yours.
It's kind of all of yours. I think that part's been pretty established.
The last time was to each other.
Let's hope not.
You'll stay at the tower too?
I told you I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, she's locked in.
You saved my life, Builder. I owe you to.
She does.
I go where she goes.
It's pretty simple. Exactly. He's like, this is fun.
Last time it was my choice to leave you behind. This time it seems only fair that it is yours.
But no, I can't. No one has to leave anybody. But it is the right choice.
This is my mother's ring.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
A ring worn by many. The most powerful women. And I'll carry
Y'all
it
know
to
what this means.
I would want no other woman as my queen knight.
Period. Yeah. They're married, guys. They're married. Nynaeve is married. That's all there is to it. Queen Nynaeve. I mean, I've been saying this since season 1, but now it's official. They're married. They're married. It was a beautiful ceremony. I want more, though. Something more grandiose when this is all done. She will survive.
May our paths meet again. Elaine Dracan.
Hmm.
I'd like that.
Keep it cute. You're still royalty. She just cut you for fun. Clearly some of those kisses weren't so bad, Maddie. I hate everybody breaking up again, but thank you. I kind of noticed in season 1, but I was like, you know, for a place that's got a lot of women in it, guess we need some masculine energy somehow.
A place to find the army I need to fight the Shadow.
He says out loud.
We're going to the Eye Waste.
I mean, I'm just saying him saying that when he already knows that they're in this town and probably have spies is a bit irresponsible, but I'm not this creepy hoe again.
We lose our souls. A true death.
Trying to remember if we saw this guy before. I don't remember him. Even looking at him a second time.
Do you want to be great, Jaitin?
I can't remember that name. I just finished watching season 2 as well, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little distracted.
By the light, stop!
Do you want
By the light?
Do you want to be great, Jaitin?
Why does she want them to say yes? This is what I want to know. She's gonna do it anyway, but I guess it's part of the torture. There goes your soul, buddy. You might as well just let your blood freeze. Sorry, I just think it's so gross when people put fingers in other people's mouths. Like, you know how much bacteria is on a fingernail? Just, ugh. I know he's already dead, but it's not the point. She is so nasty. She's so nasty. I don't like her. I don't like her. But she's doing a fantastic job of being creepy AF. We'll give her that. We'll give her that. Okay, well, that was episode 1. And as I said, I had already watched it. So, of course, there were no surprises for me in this episode as far as the major events. But definitely picking up on a few things I didn't grab as easily in the first watch through. But I think the main things that I took away from this episode, like this was definitely our establishing episode, right? We only have 8 seasons, I hope. We only have 8 episodes. So there isn't really the time to kind of pace things out as much as one would probably like as far as the groundwork. So I feel like they used this episode to catch us up a little bit, but also kind of establish everyone's path for the season. And I know I heard some people saying this episode felt a little bit rushed, and it was compared to what we're used to. But again, so much to cover, only 8 hours to do it basically. So I'm okay with them kind of bumping things up a little bit and keeping things pretty condensed in this episode, because I still think we got the major things that we need. And now that that's out of the way, we can spend more time focusing on other things as they come along throughout the season. So, you know, some of the things that I look at, if we're looking at all the different characters, I think one of the things that came out to me, or stood out to me, I should say, a lot in this episode, as far as body language and the way things were being displayed, was Nynaeve versus Egwene. Now, if you go back to season 1 and even going into season 2 of these two, Nynaeve in season 1 was very assertive, right? She was very rigid. She was very forthright, like especially when it came to all things around the kids, right? She was always very much the person who stood in the front and was just, you know, barreling forward and always very quick to be in front and protect. And she always put on the air of being very assured of herself. Whereas Egwene was a lot more pulled back, a lot more quiet. Season 2, we know that Egwene went through what she went through. But even before that, when she was at the tower, she was very submissive. She was very in awe of the tower and awe of, you know, the whole situation around the Aes Sedai. Like, she was very much like, ooh, this place is great. Whereas Nynaeve was still very reserved and very resistant. Now coming into this season, after what happened obviously in season 2 and now what happened at the tower in the first 11 minutes, the difference. Nynaeve was so timid. The first thing I noticed was her whole body language was withdrawn, quiet. She was to herself. We saw a lot of scenes of her just sitting in the background of everybody else talking and interacting while she was very kind of quietly observing. We saw Egwene taking on more of a protective stance around Nynaeve versus the other way around that we saw back in season 1. Like, Nynaeve genuinely looked the way we know she's been feeling since season 1, which is that she's scared, right? Fear is what drove a lot of what people perceived as anger and, you know, petulance back in season 1 and season 2. Like, it's not that Nynaeve is difficult, she's scared. And that anger and that kind of veneer that she was putting up was what she used to protect herself, but that's all gone. Everything that she's seen, what she went through last season, the feeling utterly powerless in this world. Like, before the world of season 1, Nynaeve felt like she had a sense of it, right? She was a successful wisdom. She knew what she was doing there. She could listen to the wind. She understood the world around her, and she felt like she was in control of what she was in control of. But since season 2 especially, seeing how many times that calling on this one power just didn't work for her, this block being so firmly in place, and the fact that her inability to call it multiple times caused more, I shouldn't say caused harm. It just really, it would have been much different if she could have called on those powers when she needed them. She's feeling powerless. She's really genuinely feeling helpless. And I think considering her past that we saw back in season 2 when she went through the arches, she's probably felt a measure of this since she was a child, right? Watching her parents sacrifice themselves for her, being absolutely helpless to do anything to stop it, and then going through that again on the arches, again feeling powerless when she was in the third arch when her husband, Lan, and her child and everyone she loved was taken out. Again, that powerlessness I think is Nynaeve's biggest fear, and it's the root of a lot of her issues, and it's really hitting her now that she just, this world that she's in now, this world of the one power and this wheel and all the prophecy, all of this, she is so out of her depth currently, and she feels no control over it. And that is why she's genuinely just kind of moused right up and just, you know, she's just a shell of what she used to be in season 1. And so I just think that was such an interesting switch compared to Egwene now, who is far more assured of herself, right? What she went through last season was harrowing and awful, and no one should ever have to go through it. But one could say that the silver lining, if you can even put that on that, but the silver lining of it is that she got much more control over her ability with the one power. She now knows what she's capable of. She has better ways of focusing it. Unfortunately, she associates a lot of it with the pain she went through, but still she knows how to do it. And more than that, she's very determined now of what her permission is, right? After what she went through, she's like, yeah, no, I'm never going to be put in a position where I lose my agency again. And also, I'm ready to fight these people. Like, all of this is part and parcel to this bigger problem. So Egwene is really, you know, living up to that unbreakable name, and she's really stepping into herself, which is lovely to see that she's growing into that. And yeah, she's kind of ahead of Nynaeve now in that respect, right? I mean, both her and Nynaeve are powerful, but now Egwene is much more assured, and obviously she never had a block in her power, right? Even with everything that happened last season. I mean, Lord, last season was definitely a season where that could have been an emotion that she could have definitely shut down and blocked after what happened. But in the end, thankfully, you know, she hasn't done that. In fact, she's kind of dug in to her, she's even dug in even deeper, I should say, into her strength and into her willpower. And I just love that it's just coming through in that confidence. The fact that she's like, I'm going to stand beside you, Rand. Like, I need to be there. Now, is she doing it for Rand and their relationship, or is she doing it because she wants to feel like she's got a purpose? That has to be determined. I think it's a little bit of both. But yeah, I just think that's really nice to see that shift between Nynaeve and Egwene in particular. And then eventually we see that Nynaeve made the right decision, which was to stay back because she needs to deal with this block. Like, she is unfortunately a liability to the group, especially to Rand at this point. If all she is just going to be someone that can be hurt and she can't defend herself, right? That's extra stress on Rand. It's extra stress on Egwene, and especially on Lan, because we saw in their beautiful little moments together, we saw that they really, like, Lan is so stressed. My man is a ball of stress. He's feeling, first of all, he's feeling Moiraine's stress over everything, but also he's got more to lose, right? Before it was just like him and Moiraine, right? But now he's got someone he loves very, very much, and he knows that she's in danger, and he knows that he can't be in two places at once. Like, his vow is to Moiraine, but his heart is with Nynaeve. So that's a hell of a pull in two directions. And yeah, he's already stressed out about the fact that he he's, in his words, he doesn't know that he's strong enough at this point to do what's necessary to go up against the strongest channelers ever, even with Moiraine at his side. And so, yeah, that's a lot for him to deal with. And right now, as Nynaeve is, that would be an extra burden for him to be worried about her not being able to even protect herself with the most basic of spells if necessary, right? So yeah, she's made the right decision. Nynaeve's gonna stay back and work with the people of the tower, hopefully someone, because I mean, before this, sadly, what's her name? Liandrin was the only person who was kind of getting through to her. If you notice, she seemed to be the only one who really understood kind of the way Nynaeve's mind worked and, you know, some of the issues she might be having with her powers. But anyways, we got to hope that there's someone now at the tower who'll be able to work with her and help her figure out where this block is coming from. It's definitely emotional or psychological, or maybe both, but she's gonna have to work through that so she can finally be open enough to let the power in and flow when she needs it to, and do it with control. Because what we saw back in season 1, a lot of that was just chaotic chaotic and explosive, but we need a little bit more refinement. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to be very helpful to anybody. But yeah, that was really good. Seeing what's going on with Matt, you know, that he also realizes he's not going to be any help to anyone right now either. You know, the horn unlocked something in him, but he clearly doesn't know how to make use of it. Right now, it's just kind of making him a bit disorganized and chaotic, and obviously someone who can be fairly manipulated right now by these Forsaken. So I think it's a good idea for him to stay where there's at least some more Aes Sedai that can provide some protection to him while they figure out how he's gonna, I think it's something he's gonna have to do on his own. I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with channeling. I could be wrong, but he's gonna have to work it out anyways and figure out how he can use this infinite ancient knowledge that he's got basically to help him now. And I'm assuming it's gonna help him with things like battle and potentially strategy or even understanding things. Like, I do think his knowledge is gonna become a very key, but at this point he's got to figure out how to sift through all the noise, as we discovered, so he can actually use that in a helpful way. So that was good. Completely understood why Perrin wants to go home. You know, he's just feeling like he doesn't know where he fits in all of this right now, and I got to admit, I don't know either. I do love the whole wolf thing, but he still also has to figure that out, right? Like, yeah, he's got his golden eyes now. He somewhat understands, but he still doesn't really understand what he can do or what the breadth and the depth of this thing is. So I completely understand him feeling like, I'm just in the way right now. Let me just go back to where I come from and just see if I can kind of recenter myself, you know? And I do think he also needs to put the whole thing with his wife to bed, because he's been carrying that since season 1. And again, seeing that his ring got severed, you know, his ring very conveniently got destroyed. It's a symbol. It's definitely a symbol. It's time for him to move on from that. Let go. Back in season 1, we heard Egwene talking to him about how he needs to let go of the guilt around that death. I mean, he didn't mean to do it, right? It was not an intentional thing. It happened, and it's time for him to move forward. Like, he's someone who obviously wants to love and wants to have someone in his life, and having this guilt holding him back is not going to help him. So I don't know. I think that's part and parcel to, I mean, it's a small part of what's going on here, but I do think it's something that's important for him to put to bed, and him going back to familiar surroundings, quite literally back to the scene of the crime, might be what he needs to do to finally put some closure on that and start moving forward with who he is going forward. Because we even saw in season 2 that, I can't remember the name of the other wolf, the other golden-eyed guy that was guiding him, but basically he was saying to him that, like, that woman was not the person he was meant to be with anyways. Like, that was, again, no disrespect to his wife, but he was like, you're mourning this woman, but it's like, that was never in his eyes, like, it was not supposed to be your path anyway, right? So anyway, I think it's just holding him back a little bit. So we'll see what happens, but Perrin's not going to be alone. We see that he's going to be accompanied by the Aiel ladies, which is funny, as well as Loial. So that'll be interesting, because I do like Loial, and I do think him and Perrin clearly have this cool, they're very similar, honestly, in temperament, being a little bit more chill and laid back versus the rest of the group. So interesting. We'll see what goes on with him. I'm very interested to find out kind of where his abilities and who he is factors into all of this, because right now, honestly, I'm not sure. I know it's important, but I'm not exactly sure yet. And then who do we have left now? Rand? Is that it? Yeah, yeah, it's Rand. Rand is all that's left. And obviously Rand has been studying, as I said. Thank God Rand is taking this a little bit more seriously. He's studying with Loial. He's trying to figure out this prophecy. He's trying to figure out what to do. This is a lot for him to take on. And I'm glad that he's understanding the weight of it now and how heavy it is. And I really like that conversation between him and Elaine, where Elaine brings out to him that, you know, being a ruler is not going to be easy, bro. Like, this is a lot of weight you've got. You're young, and it sucks to have that much weight on your shoulders, but it is what it is. And I love what she also said, that, you know, when you're in a position where you have to decide for a large group of people, the reality is you're never going to please anyone, right? That is the weight of being a leader. And that's why a lot of people never want that responsibility. You will never please everyone. You're going to hurt some people, and you're going to really help others. You're going to hope that you can do more of this than this, but there's no guarantees, right? So I like that she kind of let him know that this is not going to be an easy road, but he's going to have support, and he just has to remember to reach out and ask for help when he needs it. So yeah, he's decided to kind of take some initiative. We see that he kind of told Moiraine that, you know, you can't tell me what to do anymore. Like, I'm not going to be just your little pupil you get to push around. Like, I need to start making moves of my own now, because I am Lews Therin, but I am also Rand al'Thor, and I have my reasons for doing what I'm doing. And we also heard Lanfear basically tell tell her that too. It's like, he's not someone you can just scuttle around quietly anymore. The second you decided to declare him the dragon, he has to start acting like the dragon now. And you have to now submit a little bit to what he wants to do, because he's technically your leader, right? Not the other way around. So Moiraine's obviously having some control issues, understandably, because she's seen how immature Rand was in the first couple of seasons, but she does have to, part of the growth process is stepping back and letting kids kind of start taking steps on their own so they can figure out their way. And I know it's not going to be easy for Moiraine, but she has to now step away from being more of a mentor and start being more of a guide, like letting him do what he needs to do, but just kind of being there to gently kind of give him some guidance if he goes a little too much to the left or the right or in the wrong direction. So that's going to be hard for her, because you can tell Moiraine's used to just doing her own thing and telling people what to do. So I think that's kind of funny. But yeah, that's Rand, and he's decided to go to Aiel, which I think is a good idea. He needs to find out more about that side of his family. He didn't even realize he was Aiel until now. I mean, I think he probably maybe low-key knew because of the hair, but you know, now he actually has to go there and earn the respect of that people. And as Elaine also brought out, that's a really loyal army. Like if he can get them on his side, they will literally die for him, because for them, it's not just, oh, we follow you because you're the leader. It's like religious for them. And people who are really locked in religiously tend to like literally be ride or die for that sort of thing. So yeah, do look forward to seeing how that trip goes, because I also want to see more of the Aiel Wastes, honestly, and the Aiel people. We've only seen a taste of them, but they've all been badasses, so I'm sure it's going to be cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, yeah, a lot of goodbyes, which was sad. And you know, like I said, Lan and Eve, they're married, guys. They're married. Lan and Nynaeve are married. He gave her his mommy's ring. Like, that's a proposal. That's a proposal, you guys. He called her his queen. Like, I already gushed, but that was just so beautiful. And I love that she'll have that now. 2 rings. She got her Aes Sedai ring and her man's ring. I love it. Anyway, I pray they actually get a chance to make that a reality, but I'm glad they got to at least have that moment and cement that little piece of their relationship before they're probably not going to get to see each other again until maybe the end of the season. But I'll take it. We got a little bit of them getting to spend some valuable time together, so my shipper heart is full. I appreciate that. Also notice that, yes, Elaine and Avienda, I don't think that's canon. I haven't read the books, but I'm pretty sure people in my comments from back in season 2 said that Rand and Elaine get together in the books. So I'm like, that doesn't look like it's happening here. Not mad at it though. A problem with a lot of these books that were, that are in this genre that were written at a certain time, I find a lot of them tended to be a little bit heavy on the one man having every woman fall in love with him thing. I find that boring. Personally, like, let's be realistic. Like, yes, Rand's attractive, but not every girl is going to be falling all over this boy. Like, please. please, enough's enough. But anyway, I'm fine with that change. If that's the case, they're just deciding that, Rand doesn't really need a harem right now. I'm down for that. But anyway, that's a new ship, I guess, that's developed. And that's pretty much it right now. Yeah, Egwene is by Rand for now, but I do think that that's probably going to change soon because Lanfear is still there. And when she sees that Egwene's there, yeah, we already saw what happened when she thought Moiraine had a little too much proximity to Rand. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, a great first episode. I think we set up things really, really well. I'm ready to kind of see where everyone's little stories are going to take them. And yeah, like they started off the season with a bang. I feel like when you start like this, you're going to have a hell of a finale prepared. And I'm very much looking forward to whatever it is they've got lined up. But so far, so good. Loving it. Loving seeing so many people tuning into the show and like becoming aware of it now. So yeah, we gotta drive those views, guys. Make sure you go out there and you watch these shows and rewatch them and tell your friends, because I definitely want to get this show renewed immediately. So yeah, that's pretty much my recap of episode 1. I'm going to jump into episode 2 very, very quickly, so do stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.